Smart 24, driving business.
Thank you so much for remaining with us. Now, this year has been marked with events in the tech industry that have left many surprised, many excited. And one of those things has been the Computer Misuse Act of Parliament that was actually signed by the President after a long debate with the legislators. But now, under this new Computer Misuse Act, you're not allowed to take videos or photographs of people without asking for their permission. And that permission has to be, by the way, approved by the authorities. I don't know if you're aware of this. Now, if you breach any of these provisions in this act, you stand a very heavy punishment of either jailing or being able to pay about 15 million shillings in compensation for the damage. Gentlemen, this law comes at a time when the internet is taking the world by storm. We do know that internet is no longer a privilege. Exactly. It is a necessity. And we've talked about innovation, we've talked about the education sector, and all this is driven by the internet because that is what's driving the internet. But now the government is saying you don't have to drink and tweet anymore because you could be jailed for that one. So what are your thoughts? I'll start with you, Mr. Badije, on the impact of this Computer Misuse Act. Is it coming at the right time? Do we need it in the current political hemisphere that we're looking at in Uganda?
Well, I guess this law came at the right time. There is this aspect of character assassination. Let me digress a little bit. I'll come back here. Tesla, when it was operating in China, there is a Chinese that posted a video online saying that, she tried to, when she was driving this vehicle, the brakes had issues. And she posted the video when she's jumping all over in Tesla doing one, and it went viral everywhere. Guess what? That thing really costed Tesla in a way. Remember, Tesla being in China, there is a way it's contributing to China's economy. And it's sort of, in a way, kind of affected the like the rate at which the transactions were taking place, within. Yes. But in a way, Elon Musk, of course, had to come in a way and try to address that. But I believe if China had strict laws regarding this, that wouldn't have surfaced, or it would have been dealt with a certain way. Because I believe there is this aspect of, you're destroying someone's character, and that person, you don't know that you're not just destroying their character, but you're destroying even that is attached to them, and that is their business. Remember that. And when they lose out, your country is going to be affected, and you, in a way, you will feel it in the long run. So I would believe in that way, coming back to Uganda, the aspect of this, it would be okay. I would support that.
So because you're saying we need it because probably people are going to ruin people's businesses?
Yeah. And not only that, I know there is freedom. We have free. But there is the aspect of the natural law we live by. Our morals and standards as a country, Uganda. What happened? How did we reach here? We have the freedom to do what we want, but is it right? Yes, I can post any picture of anyone doing anything. It is okay, I have the freedom. But within me, the sixth sense in me will tell me, is what am I doing right? And that's a natural law which you won't find in a constitution. I'll tell you that.
I'll call that the African sense as well.
The African sense.
We do have morals and standards.
Yes.
But Mr. Ivan, I want to also bring this point to you. The Computer Misuse Act is coming at a time when Uganda is really at the edge of technology. We are trying to break through the technology, wall, trying to see that we also start innovation. And now you're saying, I can't get a video of someone without their permission. And this time is a time when investigative journalism has become a thing, where people actually don't need to call journalists that, hey, there's something that has happened here. They just pick out their phone and get the video. As long as it's of good quality, it can even be played on air. I think long gone is now that, because now you have to ask the people you're investigating, are you guys okay with me getting you? What do you think about the impact of this entire act on the tech sector as well as on other sectors in Uganda?
You talked about investigative journalism. There is even citizen journalism. So ideally, you're cutting out citizens, and they have the raw information that the media needs, true information. So about the Computer Misuse Act, because we are looking at security and then protection of transactions and then information. 2008 was instituted by the Uganda Law Reform Commission, still striving towards the same things. So ask yourself, who has got back onto the pedal? It's been a politician. The plain picture is there is interest in this. So, Honorable Muhammad Isireko, that's the MP for Kampala. We are looking at a transition from what we used to own up before, what we used to be before. And technology has transformed every single sector, every aspect of life. Online communication right now. We're talking about social media. We are talking about Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, all those, YouTube. These are avenues of communication. So if you're talking about a jail period of 10 years and then a penalty of 16 million, ask yourself, what kind of crime aggregates to this? We're talking about castigation. People have been castigated before, but for what reasons? Hate is inspired by something. Hate speech is inspired by something. Malice is inspired by something. These have been happening before. I don't think this is the most appropriate time where you would say that we transition from a really peaceful area or environment to a volatile environment. Politics have been reshaped over time. So you expect the public to respond when there is need. Let's talk about the transactions, because largely we are looking at hate speech, which has been at the core front of the people that have moved this bill into an act. Muhammad Isireko, for instance, is a parliamentarian, and he has been backfired by the anti-regime movement for various reasons, which is politically motivated. There is a report that illustrated a loss of over 1.5 billion Uganda shillings in regard to mobile money fraud. Would this have been the reason to move the computer misuse bill? You see it anywhere? Don't see it. Instead of talking about economic driven factors, we are looking at politically motivated factors. So largely, the act has been motivated by the political movement, the political spectrum, which is volatile as of now. And where there is no political will to streamline the transparency of other sectors, there is no economic progress. So ideally, the aspect of economic sanity has been left out. And then we are looking at the political sanity. How the ruling government thinks we are at a point of anti-NRM. It's quite interesting. Ask yourself, how many Ugandans are jobless right now? We're talking about over 17 million Ugandans captured into the right employment package. These are people that are into the employment age, possible employment.
They can't find jobs.
They can't find jobs. Some of them are seeking, first-time seekers. Others have been pushed out of employment. Companies have downsized. COVID previous, we had that. So when you compare all these things, these should have been the core reasons as to why you're moving a data protection or whatsoever computer misuse law. But they haven't been the reasons. You're looking at a politically motivated move. So it's generally a crackdown on criticism. That's what I would prefer to call it. And what kind of criticism? Political criticism.
So it's protecting more of the politicians.
More of the politicians than
the public.
Facebook is done right now. Who instituted that?
Let's talk about something a little bit similar, though not so similar. We lost a satellite very just a few months ago, weeks ago. in November.
November.
And it's Pearl Africa Sat-1, a very fancy name there that was given to the satellite. But according to reports, this satellite was launched by NASA and a NASA rocket. And on top of that, on our satellite, there was also a Zimbabwe satellite on top. And very many questions were raised. First of all, why in the world haven't we known? Because I got to learn about this. I don't know if it's my fault due to lack of information. I got to learn about this when it was going to be launched the next day. That's when I got to learn that, hey, Uganda is launching a satellite. So why in the world weren't we informed? Why weren't we informed that a satellite was first of all being built, and secondly, that we have this satellite going to be launched on this date, and these are the benefits? No, I'm telling you, an average Ugandan to this date, they're just excited about the satellite, but they have no idea how it's going to benefit them. And of course, government has come out to say, we are going to be able to predict our weather, try to also monitor our land. But still, people are still having so many questions. I want to get your thoughts, gentlemen, on the satellite launch here in Uganda.
Well, first, in brief, let me be brief because we're out of time. The first question, it's good. I feel I'm excited about it, but at the end of the day, I'm thinking we have quite more problems to solve by innovation, which are less cheap as compared to a satellite. We have more problems as compared to a satellite, though it's an achievement. I'll get back to that. Now, this satellite was made by 3 Ugandans who went and got some education from some institute in Japan. Yes, and they came and they got this exposure. Now, I'm not going to look at what the satellite is going to do, but I'm going to look at the other side of it. Of course, mineral exploration, weather, which is okay. Though some of these now, like weather, there are some innovations they're going to cut out. You know that in Makerere that there are students that have developed an automatic weather system for the local farmer out there to afford. Anyway, now, so Ugandans go get these skills. They come and they make this satellite. Now, I would think it comes back to what I told you before, that do you know why the countries like China, we see like the Asian countries developed so fast, the Japan? This is what happened. These countries, what they did, they could identify students. What's your areas of specialism? I'm in medicine, physics, I'm in this, okay? The government sponsors you, you go for further education. Then you come back with that knowledge. So then you just plan, what do you need? And they give you they allocate you the funds. Then before you know it, that's why those countries are so rich in terms of tech, advanced technologies. But it brings back to the point we had talked about UTL, the advantage of having people that know this, that have this knowledge, manage these institutes. They can go very far. Now, I would believe, why don't we pick a leaf from what happened to these 3 Ugandans and we do it for the entire sectors of this country's economy? Yes, our education system is okay, but there is still a lack of a linkage between the knowledge we study into putting it into the actual use, into that. So those 3 Ugandans, I would call upon the government of Uganda to take more students, not necessarily in tech exploration, but there are many fields of innovation that need attention in Uganda. And I believe that would be an icebreaker for Uganda to develop into this particular age of the digital age. If 3 Ugandans could go to that institute, and that's a lot of money, space exploration, how much more when you talk about innovations in agriculture, in automobile innovations? Can't we have the same and those Ugandans come back here and they manufacture that?
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Ivan, your thoughts before we actually close.
Interesting. It's a big development, actually, you would say. You started with asking why wasn't the public informed prior to this? There's something I realized about science and scientists. These are some of the most
complicated,
secretive individuals. They like walking out in the dark and coming out later. It's morning or
surprise.
With the result.
I want to surprise you.
They always want to surprise, but there is always an advantage to that. Usually, when you're involved in research, you would anticipate a 90% efficacy of whatever you're working on, a development. And then perhaps a 10% deficit if something may not work out. So usually it's one of the reasons as to why they don't come out full force. To tell you that, because they're balancing out issues and then developments. So talking about the PAL site, PAL Africa Sat1, we are talking about technology, most importantly. Africa at large, it's what we need. You need tech. You need information across all sectors. So it points out to something. Where have our priorities always been? Because coming into this, we must have set a tempo, a pace for all whatever we are seeing right now. But it's been a challenge. Look at Uganda, generally. Most institutions that would provide opportunities for such individuals to come through. You have Mbarara University of Science and Technology. It came around in 1989, 3 years after NRM took power. When you talk about Gulu University, Makerere was there in 1922. So you would say it was there. So how about all other institutions that came through? Western Uganda was lucky to have MAS. NRM thought about it in time. I'm not going political. Maybe if they find it political, not maybe, just maybe. So how about Eastern Uganda and Northern Uganda? If you're looking at transforming economy-wide transformation, then you need to go robust. Eastern Uganda had there's this university, Busoga University. Most people know it. It was in shambles for years. And guess what? Where was the government of Uganda? Nowhere. But don't you think the East and the North, Central, they all have minds that are effective to sit into such institutions? They do.
And
so it's been quite technical and much of a problem. If we try as much as possible to transform and then be inclusive in whatsoever we're doing, then I think we shall have as many as the 3 guys that instituted
the satellite.
So you would realize we would be appreciating more the people into agriculture. We were talking about oil refinery. When was the mapping done? The aerial surveys back in the day. So right now, how much minerals does Uganda own? You would need the mineral mapping that comes with the tech.
Okay.
The climate changes. It would be easy. Right now, Uganda has about 3 radars, one in Rampara, and then Lira plus Entebbe. What catastrophe do we have right now? Across Uganda, we have issues. Karamoja is dealing with a share. Western Uganda is dealing with its share. Central Uganda, almost everywhere. So if you have the apparatus that you need to monitor almost every single sector, every single area of the country, then you're in the right position for progress.
Oh, thank you
I think the investment is needed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ivan. Our time is fast spent, unfortunately. We had a lot more to talk about. I wish we had more time. But thank you very much, gentlemen, for sparing time.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for hosting us.
You're welcome. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Those of you who have been online, Steve Dora here, thank you for the comments. And those of you who have been on our Twitter as well, thank you so much for watching Smart 24 TV. Remember, this is the #1 business channel. And of course, as we get into the new year, we want to wish you a very happy business 2023. And keep watching Smart 24 TV, where we drive your business. Bye for now.